going on, everybody? Car Guy V8 here with another video, and I'm out at the farm with Clay, and today we're going to try to get this 1965 Thunderbird fired up for the first time in a couple years. It's got a 390 under the hood, and we're excited to get started, so let's jump right into it. Here's a look at this 1965 Ford Thunderbird. Other than this car, I don't recall ever seeing one of these. It's really a clean looking car, not my typical style, but this one being a little bit rattier is actually really cool in my opinion. I love the hood. The headlights are an interesting design to me. Almost looks kind of like a 50s car, but my favorite part of it is definitely its look from about the quarter panels onward. It's got a really clean rear end setup. Love the dual exhaust. We'll take a quick look at the interior. Look at this, no door panel on the driver's side. Look how unique this interior design is. I'm not used to messing with vehicles quite this old, so it's so awesome just looking at all this old stuff here. A couple aftermarket gauges there. You can see there's some rust in the floor. I'm sure there is on this side a little too, yeah. That stuff will probably get addressed here in the future. You can see something's had a nest back here for the last couple of years, but I'm ready to get this thing running. So there's one last look at the car, and let's get this thing started. So here is the Ford 390 FE built motor. Clay, tell us a little bit about this setup here.
Okay, 65 Ford Thunderbird. Pretty cool old car. They were personal luxury cars back in the mid-60s. And this particular car belongs to my son's grandpa, who has since passed. He had good intentions with the car. Of course, he didn't do any of the work himself. He was having to farm it out and stuff. And he had asked me years ago if I'd put the engine in it and all, and I agreed to it. So I'm actually the person who put this engine in this car, and it's probably been 6 or 7 years ago. Traded it over here to my shop. The engine that was in it, I'm assuming, was the original 390 that the car came with. It's actually sitting over there, but he had somebody working on it, and they obviously didn't have much idea of what they were doing, because they did some weird stuff. And like I say, it's been several years ago, but I remember the one thing that stood out. Not only were the valves not set, that's the oil pan for that thing, I believe. Anyways, not only were the valves kind of, it was just completely wrong. But the one thing that stood out that I was just like, no way, were the head gaskets. They put the head gaskets on with blue RTV, and it was just smeared all over the darn things. And I was like, these guys don't know what they're doing. And Papa Joe, I'm sure he didn't realize that these guys were not the right guys to put on the job, because they didn't know what they were doing. So as it was, I convinced Papa Joe, said, hey, let me pull that 390 out. And of course it can be machined. You know, some people, it's like a cult following. They like the Ford FE big block stuff. Not that I'm not a fan, it's just I know nothing about them. But I convinced Grandpa to pick up a rebuilt short block for this car, a rebuilt short block 390 Ford, which not too many people offer them these days, but the place we got it from, they happen to have one on hand. They rebuilt it for Papa Joe. It wasn't cheap, because I guess building old FE Fords is not a cheap, or compared to Chevrolets anyways. So we got the short block in here. It's a 390 short block. It came with the good flat top forged pistons. I say flat top. It was the performance bump that they offered. We got that with the pistons. It was the short block. The heads were some that Papa Joe bought out of a Summit Racing magazine. And if I remember right, they were advertised as 428 Police Interceptor heads. And like I say, I don't know anything about the engines, but I know he paid pretty good money through Summit. So I plopped them on there. So it's got the heads. I remember putting a cam in it. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Lunati brand cam. Anyways, so the cam was there was some care put into cam choice and all. So it's got the cam in it. It's got a Edelbrock. I think it's well, it's just a Performer intake. So it's an Edelbrock Performer intake. Of course, it's been painted the Ford blue since then, which that's probably what I would do as well. So we got a camshaft in here. We got some good forged little bumping compression pistons. We got the quote police interceptor heads. With the mods that are done to this little engine, it should easily be pushing for real 300 to 350 horsepower, I would think. You know, old big block Ford, a lot of people love them. So we're working on trying to get this thing up and running. It's notorious around my shop and all. I have starter issues.
Yeah.
So this one is no difference. There's starter issues on this thing. So I pulled the starter off of it. We're going to test it. I've got another factory starter that I'm going to try putting on here and see how that does with the engine. Like I say, the engine, in my opinion, probably hadn't been started or ran in at least a couple of years, but I have put a breaker bar on the crank. It spins over. It feels nice and free. There shouldn't be any problem. One concern, though, is I'm afraid this engine still has the break-in oil in it that I put in it. And I use that high-dollar Joe Gibbs racing oil stuff. See any metal?
Well,
Which, even if it's the break-in oil, if it's the original oil I had in there, it makes sense there might be some little residue and stuff.
yeah. It's a little gritty.
Before I go breaking this thing, cranking this thing up and all, I'm getting that oil out.
Yeah, I agree.
So, my son said he saw a little bitty shiny piece of metal. I was like, we're not going to worry about too much. We'll get that oil out of there, put some fresh oil in it, make sure the starter will turn it over, and go from there. I'm just putting juice to the starter, make sure it engages. And this is the solenoid, or excuse me, this is the, well, I guess it's called a solenoid. You know, Ford puts theirs up on the hot top of the,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. Ford puts theirs up on top. Maybe it was wired differently. Yeah, here it is right here.
So were you just getting nothing to the starter when you were turning the key?
Yeah, that might be my issue.
Huh.
Oh, there we go. Okay, watch that thing. See if it looks good to you. Ready?
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Okay, I gotta put it back on there, so be it. I want to kind of look everything over.
Yeah, let's see if anything.
All the freeze plugs look good still.
Oil filter right up there on the bottom. Man, that's real accessible. Really easy.
Flywheel or flex plate was good. Everything's bolted up. I need to get me a towel and do a little more wiping down on this thing. But there's my starter bolts right there.
Okay.
So
Okay, it's got an H pop. Oh, glass packs. You know me. I love glass
I bet it
packs.
sounds really good through that little 3-nut.
I forgot to look and see. I guess it just has manifolds on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the Ford FMX, isn't it? Transmission.
Actually, this is before the FMX. This is called a Cruise-O-Matic, I believe.
Okay.
And it's real similar to the FMX. And you know, the FMXs are really good heavy-duty transmissions. They were just kind of frowned upon because they're big and heavy, and they don't shift in a performance-style quality. But they're known to be good, reliable transmissions. And this one will be used behind a well-built Ford 390. Let's see here. I know I got it out this way. So it should go back this way. Here, another. There we go. I think we got a good start. Yep.
Starters are always fun.
Yeah. But you know, LS starters, they will spoil you because I can have one out in 5 minutes. They will spoil you. Better job up on the lift, I bet.
Yeah, probably so. I don't like how tight this plug is. It's not stripping or anything. It's just tight all the way out. Yeah. I'm trying not to get any on your jack.
Okay. You won't hurt anything.
Yeah, I should be able to hand thread it out by now, but I won't be able to.
Really?
I don't think it's stripped. I think it's just taut. Surely it wasn't changed and they used like Loctite or something. Surely not. There we go.
How's the oil looking so far?
Actually, it doesn't look too bad.
Okay, nothing obvious is standing out. Good.
Yeah. Trying not to make a big mess here for you.
You've seen the kind of messes I've had on this floor. Pressure
I have.
right out.
I'm gonna spray a little brake cleaner, but I'm not gonna get you.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'm just cleaning a little bit.
You ever got that stuff like in your armpits and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that'll wake you up.
It hurts. Have you ever had transmission fluid in your armpits?
I have not.
That's not fun either.
Transmission fluid will burn you?
Well, no, it's just getting that stuff out of your hair, out of your arms. It's just.
Yeah,
let's see.
Transmission fluid is.
Let's see if I can just muscle this old filter out. I don't know. It may not be strong enough with this one.
I got some wrenches right in
Yeah.
there.
Not quite. See, I'm curious to see how much oil. None's a little spilled over the top. So, do you have a Sharpie? I'm gonna write the date on this oil filter.
I do.
Do you do that?
I don't, but it's a good idea.
I ought to put my initials on it too. That way, in 10 years, when you change, you're like, hey, I remember that guy.
Yeah, he's living up in Manhattan in a high rise with his brother's game money.
Well, Ford perfection, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing made by Ford ever needs any work. I think that'll probably be fine on the oil filter. I'll let you see if you like how tight that stuff is here once you get done.
All right, I got my ground strap hooked up there.
You did? Good job.
Yeah. I had to pull the bolt back out. A little bit of a hassle. But I'm sure it'd be worth it. Like I said, that ground strap wasn't hooked up to anything, so that might have been part of the issue. Keep our fingers crossed. Say a prayer. Make it work. You know, the way I got them back home, it was just me, is I leapfrogged them. You did. Drive about 100 yards, turn the vehicle off, run down, get the other vehicle, and drive it. I leapfrogged 2 vehicles. One person right up here at this little plumbing shop on Taylor Street there, they looked outside and said, "Sir, you need any help?" I said, "No." I explained to him what I was doing. He said, "You by yourself, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I got it." I said, "I appreciate the offer. I'm good." I said, "I'm almost home now, so I'm almost there." But it was about a mile away.
What us hot rodders have to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like. I'm getting my exercise, so.
Oh, you've got the starter hooked up. I've got the oil in it. Let's see.
I should be able to turn the key and see what happens.
Man, yeah. Fuel. It'll be pulling from the tank right now, won't it be?
Man, I don't have gas.
Oh, that's true. We used the last of it in the vet.
Let me turn the key, see what happens.
Yeah.
I gotta make a trip up to the gas station. I'm just gonna turn the key, see what she does.
All right. I hear both solenoids.
Really?
Yeah.
Boom.
So that engaged the starter solenoid. So if the starter's good, this should.
This should crank right now.
Yeah, should.
Even if the key's off.
Yep.
Because this. All I did was loosen it, so it's got a little bit of play in there.
So it wasn't a bond, just like you said.
I gotta have some gas.
I know. That's it.
You got time?
I do.
We're gonna run over
And we used the last of the gas
I wanna hear this
in his
thing.
Corvette earlier.
Glass packs.
Me
I
too.
wanna hear it through the glass packs.
Me too. Oh man.
I got plenty of trucks. We'll run up there real quick.
Got a little gas run in the old El Camino here. All right. Gotta get some fresh 93 for that Thunderbird.
cover.
I know, those filters, not a big fan of them. But really, so basically all it boiled down to was the starter was just a little too tight.
I mean, there's not really an adjustment. It's just like I say, it was on there so tight, it wasn't allowing any flex. And it's not supposed to allow flex.
Yeah.
It should be on there tight. But apparently, when you start getting rebuilt engines, you start getting the tiny tolerances and specs. Let me get the other side of this thing.
Well,
you start getting into tiny tolerances and specs that are being manipulated a little bit, and I don't know. I know I loosened it up and now it engages, so.
yeah. Well, we've got all the wiring back how it was before, which apparently worked. So it was just that starter being a little tight on there. And so now I guess you're going to turn the key. We're going to see if this sucker's going to bust off.
Keep it rolling. All right, here we go.
Is it?
It felt like it was trying to. Let me make sure I'm not.
I definitely don't want to rev it.
Yeah, it was. Here we go.
No. Hey, I'm not sure if it brought fuel up yet. It kind of died on its own there. Let me. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh no, it's doing the thing again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what we would do without gasoline.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a little bit of a header leak over there. Shock you? Oh. Sounds good. It's got I think it's got an ever so slight misfire. You can hear just a little one.
Yeah, it ought to be a smooth one.
You hear that? Man, she sounds good. Well, it's about a week later, and we're going to go ahead and fire this car up one last time on this video. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment and like this video.
This is going to be a startup. Believe it or not, this thing was started probably approximately 26-30 hours ago. So it shouldn't take too much trouble to get this thing started. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do right now.
over that same rev again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 on the right, 1 on the left. No, not on the left side. I don't see anything. Yeah.